after me. Right here. Yeah, right now. Right on. And so it is. Right here. Right now. Right on. And so it is. Yesterday is gone, and tomorrow's a dream. This moment is all I have, and all that I see. Right here, right now, right on, and so it is. Right here, right now, right on, and so it is. Yesterday is gone, and tomorrow's a dream. This moment is all I have, and all that I see. Right here, right now, right on, and so it is. Right here, right now, right on, and so it is. Right here, right now, right on, and so it is. Right here, right now, right on, and so it is.
Good morning. My name's Morgana, and I'm your host this morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Tucson and all those joining us online. We're so happy you chose to be with us today here at the Center for Spiritual Living Tucson. The invitation is for all of us to experience a happier life, better health, and embracing a more abundant living environment. If you're here for the first time, if you're willing to stand up or just wave a hand, we'd love to say hi and greet you. We have a gift for those joining us for the first time at the greeters table as you enter the sanctuary. Please let Reverend Rhoni or a practitioner know, and they'll help you to answer any questions. Those joining us in person, if you would please turn the phones off or put them on airplane to avoid disturbing others. Just a few announcements. Every Sunday we have a 20-minute meditation led by one of our practitioners in the Annex building, room 2 at 10:30 before service. We have Women of Wisdom with Robbie Jean meeting on Tuesdays from 11:30 to 1 in person in the Annex in room 4. And midweek meditations with Reverend Rhoni, Wednesdays 12:30 to 1 in the Unity Meditation Space. All are invited to come and join. So now we're going to allow ourselves to settle into our morning. I'd like to invite everyone to take a deep breath, hold it, and release. Remembering we're always in sacred space. Please know that wherever you are on your spiritual path, you're welcome here. Here at the Center for Spiritual Living Tucson, we believe everyone is a unique expression of the divine source. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is our life now. So let's briefly, quickly take a minute. Hugs and kisses, virtual waves. Greet everyone here in the sanctuary. Virtual hugs. Love to everyone. Okay. if we'd all join together in reading our mission statement. The Center for Spiritual Living Tucson is an inclusive, vibrant, spiritual community focusing on personal connection through our beliefs, principles, and practices of the science of mind.
There we are. So now is the time for the lighting of the flames of faith, and I just want to welcome Michelle as our flame lighter today. We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all people in all faiths, all sentient beings, come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. So the first candle, we light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light the candle for all who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of spirit in their lives. We hold space for them and for all those religions unnamed in this ceremony. Lastly, as the healing candle is lit, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to experience the healing flame of God's eternal love. Thank you. And so we invite you into a few minutes of quiet meditation. I invite you to continue with that quiet breath. Continuing from our meditation earlier today, we were breathing in peace, exhaling love. Finding that quiet center in the storm, that place that is spirit, that divine expression of wholeness, oneness, peace, love, joy. It is the beauty and power of life. And I know that this one is expressing in infinite form, infinite variety. It is the all that is. Everything imagined and everything beyond our imagination. It is the inconceivable. And it is what's happening right here and right now as us. And so as we center into this stillness, despite what's going on in the world right now, we just allow that to be the storm. We allow that to be the hurricane. We allow that to be the tornado. We allow that to be the conditions that are not the truth of us. We are the eye of the storm. We are the place where we recognize and know that we are the peace and the love, that we are the calm. We are not touched by the storm, for spirit is never touched by the storm. And we just know this truth as we move through these times this past week. We just breathe into it. We breathe knowing that spirit is always present. That spirit is never divided. That whatever is going on in our nation, whatever is going on in the world, we return back to that wholeness, to the unity of God. Knowing that God is always unfolding for a greater expression of itself. I know that these times now are just a shedding away of what is no longer working. And we acknowledge the pain, we acknowledge the grief, and we recenter into the love. And we come here this morning to remind ourselves of that. We come here this morning to recenter, to touch in with the light that we all are, to say hello to one another, reaffirm our unity, reaffirm our oneness to the whole. And so I'm grateful for everyone who makes this morning possible, this time together. Grateful for Reverend Rhoni, our musicians, our board, our practitioners, and each and every one who has said yes to this time together, whether live in person here or later online. I know that wherever, whenever we are one in the eternal moment of spirit. And so resting in this peace, in this love, in this joy of knowing the truth of who we are, I release this word into the law of love. Knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly, returning to that when things appear not to be so, knowing that all is well, all is always well. We release this word by affirming, and so it is.
Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Sunshine on the water looks so lovely. Sunshine almost always makes me high. If I had a day that I could give to you, I'd give you a day song to make you feel this way. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Sunshine on the water looks so lovely. Sunshine almost always makes me high. If I had a tale that I could tell to you, I'd tell a tale sure to make you smile. And if I had a wish that I could wish for you, I'd make a wish for sunshine all the while. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Sunshine on the water looks so lovely. Sunshine almost always makes me high. Sunshine almost all the time makes me high. Sunshine almost always.
That was beautiful. I have alternative lyrics in my head from like whenever that song came out, junior high. It's really hard to get past those. Ask me later what they are if you're interested. So my name's Sharon Whaley. I'm one of your practitioners here, and I want to remind you that we are available for prayer. I'm available for prayer after service. Meet us up at the front. We also have a prayer box if you want to just put a prayer request in the box, and then we also have online and other methods. If you need support, please feel free to reach out to the practitioner core. Reverend Rhoni is also available to support you as we navigate the world today. So now is the time for our spiritual thought. I'm going to go ahead and read this, and then I'll ask you to join me in our affirmation. Self-doubt and fear can hold many of us trapped for years and years and never allow you to change. If you want to create the life you want to experience, then you need to begin to tap into your inner wisdom and learn to source your unique power and your soul gifts. The greatest loss is the unlived life. We come from a source of abundant and unconditional love and light. Yeah, let's throw a little bump. It is the spark. Amusement's a good thing, right? It is the spark from which this source that brings us into being and that we carry within ourselves We are sent into the world to live to the fullest and experience everything that comes toward us and everything that awakens us. So our affirmation today, it is in your program. If you'll join me. I am born of love, made of energy, and connected by a luminous and spiritual web of divine making. And so it is.
Yes, we are sowing the seeds of love. Yes, we do. We try to do that every day. In the science of mind, that's what we teach, is how to sow those seeds of love. And I just want to say thank you for being here. We've had quite a week this week, haven't we? It's been a little interesting for humanity. And I just want to warn you all right now, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about today. Exactly. My total plan was to talk about abundance. But in the world of ministry, when things happen in the world, it doesn't really mean that we're going to do that. So let's put it this way. When I get around to talking about abundance, what I am doing, and I think I explained this last week, is I am going to the core of what we believe. So when we're going to talk about abundance, I'm going to talk about how deep it goes for us and how we get there. So that's where we're going to go with, abundance eventually today. So what I want to ask you all first as we go into our morning, and I don't expect any sort of shout outs, just sort of keep this to yourself. What is your belief system about God and about life? What is your belief system about God and life? How did you arrive at what appears to be the truth for you in that revelation? How did you arrive at that? And what taught you, or who taught you how to believe? Your parents, your friends, books, school, the media, coming here? All of the ways we come to establish what we believe to be true. And we weigh these things against our experiences in our life. And so what happens is, as we go through life and we read something or somebody talks to us about something, we decide, oh, you know what? I like that. I'm going to adopt that into my belief system. And it works for me. However, over time, these beliefs start to change and shift. And as I said, we eventually, throw them into the discard pile. But somehow, we manage to hang on to how we believe spiritually on our path and what path we want to take and where we want to take it. And that is what I love about the science of mind. Is the science of mind does not teach us a conditional God. It does not tell us that we're going to be sinners or bad people or bad souls. It tells us we are awesome and that we have control over our lives. We have control over what we want to think and that we are good people. And that whether you are whatever side of the lines you are, that you're who you are in integrity. Do not ever let a book or people or anything tell you that you are imperfect because of their judgmental system. You are all beautiful, perfect as you are. You are that and so much more. I am so grateful that science of mind is open, that we allow ourselves to be who we want to be in this world, and we love each other for that. We don't put conditions, and we don't tell you you can't be that because it says it in a book. That's not humanity. That's not how we keep together. That is not how we remain united. We see each other as love. We see each other as individuals. And we know that we are that truth of who we want to be. And so what if it doesn't agree with the moral majority? Be a rebel with a cause. And I mean that in a very loving, Christ-like namaste way. Don't let anyone ever tell you you're less than. And don't let them create a list because you don't follow their guidelines. That is not what we're here to be. We are here to love each other. And again, that's why I'm so grateful for the Science of Mind teachings, that we have that ability to say, I love you, and I don't care who you are, or what your soul is, because you are a living, breathing, beautiful soul that has come here to experience whatever it is to experience. And then we go back to wherever that highest consciousness and we say, okay, you know what? Maybe it didn't work out this way, or maybe I want to do it this way. And we come back. Yes, I believe in reincarnation. I believe in do-overs. I believe in love. That's what I believe in most. And we have a loving God that is not conditional. Please always remember that. Our God is an awesome God. And it loves us just the way we are and just the way we came in and just the way we go out. So I love this experience, this human experience, even though at times I shake my head and I go, why? And then it is my opportunity to say, okay, if I'm asking the why question, then what is that process? What is the process of why am I having this experience? And why do I have so much ultimate pisiosity over it? Because I love. And I don't want to see humanity hurt. And there is no reason to cause any of us hurt on any level. On any level. No one here is below the line. We are all equal. And I don't care how you show up because I love you. I love each and every one of you for who you are and what you want to be in the world and how you want to experience and how you want to express. That is who we are. We are love. So going back to one of those questions of how do we arrive at our belief system? Our belief systems we engage in and then we build upon throughout our whole life. Every aspect of our life we build upon. It's relationship. It's how we relate to our finances. It's how we relate, to everybody, everything. But I bet, without a doubt, that you saw the word abundance and you all thought, ooh, we're going to talk about money today. No, we're not. As I said, we're going to talk about the core of how we arrive at an abundance consciousness. It's not about money. What we do is, as metaphysicians, we affirm that we live in an abundant universe. We affirm abundance each and every single day. There is no lack. And I'm sure most of you want to know how that's done. Because, as I said, abundance is not always about money. It is about the consciousness we have concerning our life experience. You know, in the science of mind, we're usually taught to name it and claim it and affirm it and then allow it to, just marinate. And trust the process. The deeper truth is this: the language of abundance isn't one we create. It's one we learn to hear. What are we listening to? What are we truly listening to? It is a language all its own. It's a language that is already being spoken all around us and inside us by the very life of the indwelling Spirit. Yes, it is. It's a light of energy that works through us, as us. We are not calling forth abundance from nothing. We are simply affirming that we already is. Yes, we are turning down the volume on the world's clamor for scarcity, and we can tune in our ears to the deep, deep hum of being. That's what we should have our radio dial on. And if you have Sirius, well, then plug into the satellite. But think of it not as an action, but as a form of contemplation. Yes, of contemplation. A kind of prayer. When you look at the stubborn weed, say in your garden of life, and you affirm its resilience, you are not just saying something nice. It's like, okay, nice weed, but I want you to die because you're really upsetting the garden of my life. And yet that's not how we approach it. We recognize the spark of the divine in a place you've been taught to see only as an enemy. We look at those cracks. We look at the things that try to, make us uncomfortable. And we always, for some reason, tend to look at it as something negative, something that wants to create us as a victim. There are no victims, by the way. But those little uncomfortable weeds that are in our life are there to poke us and create stimulation, to bring us to our awareness. And just so you know, that indwelling Spirit is right there with us. This is the great work of spiritual maturity, to stop dividing the world into what is holy and what is not. Seen a lot that this week. That we stop dividing the world into what is holy and what is not. It's all sacred. Every single thing about our life is sacred. To stop separating the sacred from the profane. Because the truth is, the sacred is always and everywhere. Always and everywhere. The abundance we are seeking is not a thing, even though we look at it as a material object. Oh, this gives me such joy. Then 15 minutes later, I'm on to the next thing. It is a presence. It is the inexhaustible, extravagant love of the one who said, behold, I am making all things new. Yes. Behold, I am making all things new. We have an experience each and everything every day to create that. And this newness isn't a future promise. It's a present reality constantly unfolding. But yet sometimes we don't realize it is. The seeds of a new life are already here. We don't have to go and look for them and decide, okay, this is what I want. Let's do geraniums or zinnias or, whatever. No, we already have those seeds. They are in the quiet bravery of a single breath. And they are in the simple act of listening to another's pain without trying to fix it. I know sometimes in science of mind, unity and divine science and Christian science, we all try to fix each other. There's nothing really to fix, only to love. There in the surrender is the fact that we do not and cannot control the whole garden. Even though we try. We really try. And maybe that's the greatest abundance of all, the abundance of grace that meets us in our own helplessness. The abundance says, you are enough. You are the breath of life. You are enough. Everything about you is enough. We are the gardeners of our world. Our primary tool is not a hoe or a shovel, but the very word we choose, the words we speak, the words we plant, the words that go out into the universe and come back. We can choose to speak words of hope, even when we don't feel it. We can choose to speak works and words of connection, even when we feel alone. We can choose to speak words of abundance, even when the world is screaming scarcity. Science of mind has never been a get-rich scheme or teaching. But many think it is because of the consciousness of manifestation and abundance. We live in an abundant universe. I'm going to live in it with you. We all live in an abundant universe. And when we allow ourselves to take it all in, breathe it in, and say, yes, I do live in an abundant universe, all heck is going to break loose. And wonderful things will happen. And it's not magic. I remember how excited I was to have a yard, to create a garden when we bought our house in Rio Rico. Well, I soon found out it was a tease. I have now invested in large, beautiful pots where I now grow flowers and other green things that bring joy. Learned a lot about rock. The rock, as it should be, was hard. And let's see, I did. I surrendered. I gave up. But then I saw the small Then one morning, as I was out rearranging the pots, I saw this small flower pushing up between these rocks. It's like, you've seen stuff come up through the cement and there's no cracks, and it just does. And you think, how the heck does that happen? It has the will. And I look at that flower and I said, I wish I have the will that you do. I thought, oh, honey, how are you doing this? The minister says that, right? Then I thought, I am speaking the wrong language, the language of lack. This flower had no idea, absolutely no idea, what lack was, because it was determined to grow. And I was saying, you can't grow because this isn't enough. Really? I was telling it, and it's looking at me going, meh. Right? So I let it go. I let it grow. I allowed it to be. I thought, well, this will be interesting to see what happens as I have all these really pretty pots and all this stuff going on, and here's this beautiful little flower that I'm sure is having conversations with the other ones, going, watch me grow. But yet we're so good at creating a limitation, and yet nature has no idea about it. Isn't that interesting about humans? We're taught to see the world through a lens of deficiency. We look at our lives and our communities, our planet, and we see what is missing. Why? Why do we have to see the missing piece? We see the debt, disease, despair, and we see the thorny weeds instead of that beautiful little flower. So I ask you, what would it feel like if we learned another language? A language that doesn't pretend the thorns aren't there, but insists that the seeds of life are there too. I'm talking about learning the language of abundance. Really learning the language of abundance. Not abundance in the same, sense of more money, more material things like I've said. That's actually scarcity. It's the opposite of what we think. Because we always feel we have to have more. Why? When we have plenty. Growing up, my dad was Mr. Fix-It. And we always used to say he could fix everything, including an egg, when it cracked. And so I witnessed him, putting the washer and the dryer back together when it broke, and, doing the plumbing when it leaked, and, all these different things. And I thought, wow, he can do that. He can fix it. He can look at that and say, yeah, not a problem. But yet some of us, we look at that stuff and we run, jump, and hide. Why? I learned a lot from that. I learned that, I could do stuff. Do it yourself. Yes, we can do it ourselves. And so in that doing it ourselves, I want to speak of a spiritual abundance, an abundance that says life is a gift. It's a statement. It's a statement of faith that the world, despite all its brokenness, it's fundamentally good. It really is, even though it drives me crazy at times. It is a garden, and it's our task to not just prune it or to pull the weeds, but to speak life into it. Let's think about the creation stories of our human culture. And there are thousands. Trust me, the Bible doesn't have all. There are bazillions of creation stories in every culture. And it's really interesting because they all sound alike. What does God do when there is these creation stories? Let there be light. Let the waters teem. Let the earth bring forth. It's an act of naming, of calling forth. God, Spirit, whatever you want to call it, doesn't just create a world, it speaks it into being. So what are you and I speaking into being right here and right now in our lives? Affirming abundance is not about a magical incantation. It's not about ignoring reality either. It's about a radical shift in perspective. It's about looking at a patch of weeds and saying, life, God, is right where it is, right there in all that mess. And I love it. It's about looking at ourselves and saying there is no problem to be solved. I am a human being with a story, a spirit, and with gifts. We love our stories. And it's about saying it with a conviction of love. You are not a failure. None of us in this room is a failure. And if you think so, come to me afterwards because I want to talk to you. You're always a vessel of grace, and you are worthy of love just as you are. As I said, God loves you no matter what. The infinite spirit that's within. This is the work, to love yourself. It's a quiet, daily practice. It's about being mindful of how we speak to ourselves. Think of yourself as a plant. What's your favorite plant? It's like I can remember the science experiments in school where you put a lima bean in a closet and then you put one in the sunshine. And then they've done other experiments where you speak really harsh words to a plant and then you speak of love in the other one. And which one thrives? So what about us thriving? What about our love language to ourselves? So let's just talk about the spiritual practice be this, to simply be in the garden. And when you are there, remember that you are not the gardener, so much as you are a flower, a weed, a root yourself. Weeds are beautiful too. A beloved part of the whole. And the language of abundance, the language of God's own voice, is not a demand you must meet. Please know that. We do not live in a conditional God. Our God is an awesome God. And it is a song that you and I are all invited to and to listen, and a name you are invited to be called. We live in an abundant universe. Never, ever, ever, ever forget that. We are truly, truly loved, and we are truly prosperous. And so it is. And so keeping our attention inward, we remember that God is right where we are, surrounding us, filling us. God within is the ground of being for each and every one of us. We are emanations of the Most High God, and in the awareness of our oneness and God, I further know that we are all connected with each other on the unseen side of life. So in the mind, in the heart, that is God, divine presence. There's only one of us, and we're all in. So in this awareness of our oneness, I speak the word for each and every one of us today. And I know that we are committed to our spiritual path that God has revealed in each and every one of our lives. We bring into our consciousness our family and our other members and our friends and parents and children and our furry, loving and swimmy friends and all those we love and hold near and dear. And as we see them in our mind's eye, we know that God is surrounding and filling them and us. That everyone's needs are met. That we are loved and peaceful and whole in every way. Let this prayer, this beautiful prayer, be a blessing in the world that we live in. We bless our center. We bless our sacred space everywhere. Synagogues, temples, mosques, and ashrams, all paths to God. And I accept that we are blessed by being together today. And so with an open and gracious heart, I simply say, thank you, God. And I release these words into the law of love. knowing it all to be so. And so it is. Amen.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around me. Let me know that love is all around me. And let my steps reveal a path of peace. Let my steps reveal a path of peace. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy
Yes. Divine love, I know, is right here and right now. And what I'm going to ask is that if you feel so moved in your heart, we have a donation basket in the back. And if you can't do the basket, we have ways to give. Isn't that magical? That all of a sudden comes up? Online, text, in person. It allows us it allows us to have these beautiful musicians, our wonderful tech crew, and beyond. We have so much. And our annual meeting is coming up October 5th, and we have so much to share. And there's a lot of stuff happening, and I just want you to all be a part of that. So in that being part of, I just say thank you, God, and let us together affirm our abundance right here and right now as a spiritual community and as individuals. And we declare that in saying, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now.
Please
Yes.
stand up and join us in our closing song. We're gonna get the blood moving here in the limbs. Start clapping if you feel it. This is All Is Well by Eddie Watkins. I'm not worried about tomorrow. Today I declare freedom from yesterday, mistakes of the past. Today all things are made brand new. Don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should? I can change my reality by changing my mind. Perfect peace, joy and happiness.
possibilities. And so it is. I love you. Have a beautiful, amazing week. Mwah.